What's happening? It's your boy Showtime, Mr. Talk of the Town, coming live and direct from the Teen and Young Adult Expo, going down here in the Bull City, Durham. It is official. I got the NC native, the golden child, the golden boy, the heir to the throne, JCole. What's happening?
Up, brother?
Ain't nothing. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you.
What's good with you, man?
Working, dog. Working.
Yeah. So you are a North Carolina native.
Absolutely.
How does it feel? Like, what's the experience like being in your hometown and just being here with these kids, man, and getting all this love that you're getting in your hometown?
It's beautiful, man. It feels like love. You know what I'm saying? It feels, it's a beautiful energy. It feels, it's different from when I go to other places. It's always good, but it's something special.
Right.
You know, the vibe when I come home.
Nothing like home.
Nothing like home.
Mama cooking and everything.
Absolutely.
So tell us, man, how long you been rapping?
12. I started at 12 years old, man. So I just turned 25. That's 13 years of rapping. Started making beats when I was 15, so that's 10 years of producing. You know, it's been a long time.
So you went from a 12-year-old rapping to doing your thing to landing in the hands of Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people want to know, how did Jay-Z find you? And we'll get to that. But I want to know, since we're here talking about the teens and kids, what did you have to go through to get to this point where you are now?
I had to make a big move that I think a lot of people looked at me crazy, because coming from Fayetteville, it's like, you know, Fayetteville is like, man, most people don't, if you leave Fayetteville, you'll go right up the street. You'll either go to, you know, A&T, or, you know, you're furthest you'll go in Charlotte. So for me, I went to New York. So I was like, man, I'm gonna make it.
How old were you?
I was 17 when I decided I was gonna go. I was 18 when I went for school or whatever. But you know, people looked at me like, "You gonna go to New York? You got, you know, you got family up there?" I was like, no family. And they still looked at me like, "Man, you're crazy." But really, I knew what I wanted, and I felt like I had to go up there to get it. So that's probably the biggest thing I had to do as a young person. That's a big decision to make at age 17. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm thinking about it, but that's what I had to do. I just had to go for it. So.
Okay. So you stayed in New York for a while. How did you get in the hands of Jay-Z?
Yeah, so it's such a long story. Like, I tried every trick in the book, man. I tried so many things, but eventually Mark Pitts, you know, who was Biggie's manager and big name in music, was behind Usher Confessions and signed Chris Brown and Sierra. He, you know, played Lights Please for Jay-Z. And I guess Jay was like, man, bring him on, bring him here. So that's how it happened. The rest was history after that. Yeah.
So how have you adapted from coming from a small town like Fayetteville to being in the industry? Because, you know, the industry is a whole different world.
Yeah. Man, first I had to adapt to being in New York, period. I feel like if you're going to move to New York from anywhere, your first year of your life is just dedicated to adjusting to a big city. And in the industry, man, it's like, back home it's so slow paced. It's like, you know, it's slow living. It's almost carefree. We got cares, but it's like not as much as, you know, up there. And the industry is so fast paced, everything, nonstop. Tomorrow morning I got to wake up, hit the plane, you know, next day, same thing. So it's just a way more, you know, faster pace of living. Yeah.
Now, your style is not really a style that can be categorized. It's not like what people call backpack rap. It's not necessarily commercial, but you're getting a lot of spins. What inspires you and what inspired the J. Cole sound?
I guess just the people I liked growing up. I guess those were the things I was attracted to. The Tupacs, the Nas's, you know, the Jay-Z's, the Eminems, Cannabis, all these guys. And like some of my favorite rappers people never heard of. You know, when I was younger, a lot of people were like, who? Royce 5'9", who is that? You know, but these were the guys I was trying to rap like before I was thinking about selling records. I just wanted to be the best rapper. I wanted to go in the cypher and show everybody that I'm the best. And then I was like, well, all right, well, how do I make a song? Well, this is how I make a song. And I was making Nas-style songs. And now I was like, man, I still have those things in me, but now it's like, man, I want to touch as many people as possible. I want to make music that the masses can appreciate and enjoy, because I got things to say that I feel like people need to hear.
Okay, well, let's touch on that. Like, you talk about touching people. Now, you're in your hometown. You're talking to the youth. How does it feel being a celebrity and being somebody that has a crazy buzz behind them right now? Do you feel an obligation to give back, or do you feel like, okay, I made it, forget about everybody else?
Nah, come on. You absolutely feel like you give back. I used to have, even before I even got on, we used to have conversations just like, you know what we would do when we get there, like what we could do to give back. Like, you know, the Dream is like a huge community center, you know, after school type of thing with studio on this room, basketball courts over here. It's like, you know, dreams of what you want to do, but it's all about getting yourself to that position to do those things. And in the meantime, you got to do the things like this. you know, talking to the kids, or, you know, they had something back home where they actually did set up a studio in a youth center,
right.
you know, being a part of those types of things. So you got to do the small things while you're at this level, just to, you know, just to make sure that you're getting in the habit of helping and giving back.
Okay. Yeah. So you're still kind of young in the game, still got a ways to go.
Yep.
Let's talk about 5 years from now.
5 years from
Where's
now.
J. Cole gonna be?
I'm gonna be on a whole nother planet, man.
You out of here?
I'm outta
Mars
here,
somewhere?
Mars, man. Hopefully, I have about 5 albums.
Right.
4 or 5 albums, all classic. Have a couple movies. Probably writing a movie around that time. Let's see what else. Oh, production. That's one thing I really want to tackle.
Okay.
You know, and all those things are gonna allow me to really, you know, set up what I want to set up in the Ville. I want like a big, you know, big foundation. Dreamville is what I call it.
Okay.
That's the name of the label, but I feel like that's also a good thing. Because, you know, in Fayetteville, we call it Fayette 9.
Right.
Which is cool. It's cool to say.
Right.
Sounds cool.
Right.
But it really just, it's like, it's saying like, man, we coming from a war zone. That's what it embodies, which is cool. But I feel like the name Dreamville symbolizes more, because it's like, it's telling the kids like, yo, you know, you don't have to just have this.
Right.
You can think outside of this box. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
That's what it is.
Now, one last question, man. I know you got to go. You're pressed for time. Let's talk about your work ethic, because I see a lot of kids who say, "Well, I want to be a rapper. I want to do this. I want to do that," but they don't necessarily have the work ethic that it might take.
Yeah.
If you look at a Lil Wayne drops 100 songs a year. You know what I mean? What does it take, especially now as being an artist in this era where the internet is the king? It ain't no more you drop a CD now and then 3 years later you drop another CD. That's not happening.
That's dead.
Talk about work ethic in the music industry and in life.
Yeah, you gotta have it, man. It's really about the behind the scenes. I don't put out a song every day or every week or every month, but I'm doing a song all the time, and I'm in the studio all the time. If I ain't making a song, I'm trying to make a beat to make a song. Like, I'm always working. I feel like it's the behind the scenes things that count. It's not about looking and appearing like you work. And a lot of people try to look.
Right.
You know, they think they're doing something because they're looking like they're grinding. Oh, man, I'm out here grinding.
Right.
I'm selling these CDs. I'm grinding. But
getting
really,
it in.
I'm getting it in. You know how I do it, but really, you're not. You're on a treadmill.
Right.
Because you're really not doing anything. It's. I look at it like that. I look at life like basketball. And Kobe Bryant is he probably in the gym right now, putting up 5,000 shots. So I try to model my work ethic after that. Like, if these guys are the best at what they do and they put in this work, and I want to be the best at what I do, I have to put in the same amount of work just in my own little way. So yeah, work ethic is important, man. You're not gonna get there without it.
All right, cool. Well, man, I appreciate it. Before you go, I just need you to look into the camera, man, and just give some words of wisdom to that young brother, to that young sister who is at a point where you were when you were 12 years old, but they thinking about giving up. They thinking about quitting. They thinking about, I don't need to go to school.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop out. I don't need that. They thinking about giving up. Just give them some words of wisdom right now.
Man, anything is possible in this world. I truly believe that, and you should believe that too. It's like, whatever you want, my mom used to tell me this, and it's really true. Like, whatever you want in this world, you're good enough to have it if you just believe and you have the hard work to match. So a lot of people gave up. A lot of talented people gave up when they weren't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? They had all the talent and ability, more talented than me or I ever be, but they didn't believe in themselves and they didn't think it would happen, so they just quit. You know, don't be that person, because you'll live the rest of your life regretting it. Like, man, I could have. Man, I would have been great. You don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, internet, I know you got the internet going nuts. At JCole NC on
JCole
Twitter.
NC on Twitter.
Follow
me.
MySpace website, all that stuff. Plug that.
JCole Music is the website. Okay. Shout out to JColeFans.com. These lovely ladies run that site. It's not my official site, but they run it and they keep everybody updated. You know.
Okay. All right, cool. That's what it is, man. J. Cole in the building. It's going down at the Teen and Young Adult Expo K97.5. Showtime, J. Cole. Holla at the boys. You dig?